Today we're going to take a look at a special supplement from Monty Cook Games called The Weird. Now, this is normally when Monty Cook Games comes out with things, they come out with things for the Cypher system, things that you can use in any of their games, which runs on the Cypher system, like Numenera. That's another game that you can use this in. But this is different because this is not just for the Cypher system. This is for any tabletop RPG you can play. And it is a book of list of adding elements to your campaign that are enigmatic and strange and odd. You'll know what I'm talking about once we crack this open and take a look what's on the inside. And let's do that right now. Here we have The Weird. And the cover of this is kind of looking like that 1970s psychedelic vibe with the weird lettering and all that stuff you can see right here. And this is 256 pages, hardcover, semi-glossy pages on the inside, which, by the way, let's go ahead and check that out right now. So here we have the different kinds of weird. They have 4 different categories. This is going to be important as you go throughout the list here. So they have ones called interesting, and things like you don't see that every day, like that cat is bright red or blue or some color that is really nice. So it's weird, it's interesting. Then you have next surprising, and the reaction is, wait, that's impossible. And still using this cat example, the cat can speak in all human languages. So that's surprising. Then you have, and you probably can't see what this says, gonzo. And, you know, the reaction is WTF. The cat doesn't cough up hairballs, but rather tiny robot versions of itself. Isn't that something? And then you have whimsical. Reaction, is this a dream? The cat's songs create a bridge to the moon. So yeah, you have that kind of weird thing going on, Alice in Wonderland type stuff. So it gives you more of an explanation for each of the 4 categories. And the reason why this is important, because the lists are based on these 4 categories, which we'll go over here in a second. Now, the weird is based on genre, and that's important as you navigate throughout this book. So here you have fantasy, you have your science fiction, you have your modern, you have your horror. You go to the next page, fairy tales and myths, superheroes, and down here, post-apocalyptic. This is very weird. This has got that Alice in Wonderland thing going on right there. Wow. So on pages 12 and 13, it gives you an idea on how you can use these lists. And you can go through, you can use it as it says, or you can just, do your own thing. So here's an example of a list. On the edge of the page here, and over here on the edge of the page here, you're gonna have these different kind of icons. Some of these are dark here, and only one has color. And that is because all of these represent a genre down here. And so what will happen is that if this particular list is good for a particular genre, then it's going to fill this in with whatever colored icon that it would need. So for this one, it's only sci-fi. Now, of course, you don't have to do it that way. You can do it however you want, but these are things that fit very well into sci-fi. Let's take a look at the top here. And here is where you're going to get into the different categories. So the category here is interesting, is I, S is surprising, G is gonzo, and W is whimsical. Then you have the actual weirdness itself. And you have this on you can go across the board here. For this one, it's just weird tech item modifications, because that's all we're looking at on this one. However, you have others. For example, this one has 2. It has sci-fi and it also has modern. And these are weird malfunctions, modern, sci-fi, it tells you up here. And then you go over here and you can roll the dice. So you roll, this is a percentile dice that you're going to be rolling. And if there is something in the interesting column, then that is what will be listed. So for interesting, you have everything for interesting, all the way down to here. But it skips around for surprising. It starts at like 75, 76, and you can choose between either or, really. And then it goes down this way. For Gonzo, it starts here, so you can see it's staggered as it starts. And then for Whimsical, it starts at 84 to 86 of interesting, right? And so it goes down the line here. But it picks it out for whatever kind of weird that you want for your particular campaign. And just to show you what this looks like, this over here, again, all of them are filled in. So you can use the weird mutations. This fits any genre, and you can go through on your categories here and kind of start wherever it starts and either roll randomly, or you can just pick and choose if something looks pretty cool and it will fit into your campaign. And in the very back, it does have a great index if you want to go to something in particular or a particular list that you were looking for. So like I said, folks, even if you are not playing any of the Cypher System stuff, you can use this for any game out there, any genre, and you can come up with your own stuff or just kind of mix and match and come up with some really interesting settings that really draws your players into the setting that you have worked on and created with your players. The Weird from Mighty Cook Games. Go and grab yours today, and when you do, you will thank me later. Now, I've been looking at myself in my little screen right here on the side here because I don't like it to be ashy, because you know, as Negroes, we can get ashy. It looks like we rubbed against some chalk or something like that. So what I do is I go ahead and I buy this Dove Men's Care. It's the Hydro Cream or Hydra Cream. I love this stuff. Absolutely adore this stuff. They're not sponsoring the video. I just thought it was because here's why. You know, you're at a table setting and somebody is funky. How many times have you gone to an event? How many times have you been at the table? You've been at an event, there's a whole bunch of people around, and somebody always it's just funky, right? Don't look good, all scraggly, whatever. Come on, son. What's going on? Get yourself together, you know, get in the shower, turn on the water, you know, get some soap, get yourself together, and then afterwards, put some of this on, because if you don't have any smell goods, which is cologne, so if you don't have any smell goods or anything like that, this stuff smells fantastic. It makes my skin look good. I'm always looking at myself when I'm doing my videos and stuff. And it costs, like this particular one right here, it costs like $2. Go to Walmart, grab this. I'm doing it because I like it. I think it's good. And it just prevents people from being funky at the table, because I've been through that one too many times. And I can count on this many times over that, how many times I've been in a setting and somebody was funky. So get some Dove's Men Care. Make sure you take a shower first. Why am I saying this stuff? It's just something I was thinking. I'm like, you know, it's simple stuff like this that some people need. It's just some people need it. All right, y'all. Now, another thing to think about when it comes to the weird is that this is not something that's just for GMs. It's also something for players. I mean, give yourself something weird as a player. Look at the list. Maybe a weird location where they live and they carried around a weird object or something like that. Again, there are multiple applications for this. And it goes across the board. It's not just GMs, but players, and it's not just one kind of game. It's any tabletop RPG that you want to add it to. All right, y'all. Well, if you got anything out of this video at all, and could you do a brother a solid? Could you give me a little bit, just a little kind of YouTube algorithm love, and hit that like button. No, don't hit the like button. Smash that like button, y'all. Crush it. Also, if you want to stick around, I come out with videos every Tuesday. Sometimes I come out with videos on another day of the week too. But on the real, every Tuesday, that's a guarantee. go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Let's get to the question of the vid. What is the weirdest thing that you have experienced in a tabletop RPG, or just name an experience when you had something that was weird going on? Maybe it was a character, maybe it was something that the character had, maybe it's something that you guys encountered, maybe it was a location. But let's start talking about weird stuff, because that stuff, these are the things that are memorable, right? All right, well, that's gonna be it for me, and that means that I got to do my snaggle puss.
So exit, stage left.
Hey, if you got a game coming up this week, y'all, then happy gaming. I pray it is an RPG Elite session that's more immersive, more enjoyable, and more meaningful. So in the meantime, between time, check out this video right here, and then I'm gonna catch you on the flip. Peace. 5,000 leets. That's right. I'm gone.